Greetings, my movie geeks. I'm back from Indiana Jones and Dial of Destiny, and despite having some high hopes, I'm happy to say I had a lot of fun watching it. I'll try and keep this as spoiler-free as much as I can. To quote the term, it's not the years, it's the mileage from Raiders of the Lost Ark. We are now in Indy's 5th film outing, and it's clear that the years have finally caught up with him. And for the most part, this is actually what works for the film. Harrison Ford isn't a young man anymore. Far from it, and neither is Indiana Jones. From the opening moments, we are back in an Indiana Jones movie. There are some noticeable differences. Spielberg is now gone, and James Mangold has taken the reins. And also, the Disney logo is front and centre, relegating Paramount and removing the obligatory transition to something else. But we're thrust into the action of 1944 during the liberation of Europe. And it's this scene that sets up the villain and the MacGuffin that we're about to go after for the rest of the film. As Indiana Jones introductions go, it is a fantastic opening. Car chases, fights, relics, Nazis, Indy's signature wit and whip are back. And this 25-minute opening sequence is enough for people who can't remember what Indiana Jones is like. It's a new sequence, a new story, but it feels akin to the original trilogy. The CGI used to bring mid-40s Indiana Jones back to life is fairly noticeable, but not enough to put you off. It's a good reminder for what Indiana Jones used to be, and a great contrast to what we see later on in the movie. And what I really enjoyed about this is we got a great Indiana Jones story akin to Last Crusade within the larger film. And once the main story kicks in, we've already had our Indiana Jones kick, and we're ready to see what else it has to offer. Jumping from 1944 to 1969 becomes more impactful after watching and remembering how Indy and his films used to be. It's a great way to show us the films we want, whilst also giving us something new. And then we meet Indiana Jones in his autumn years, an old relic amongst the moon landing astronauts, lecturing to bored students about the past that he comes across as genuinely loving. I recognise Indy's lecture. I have been in those kind of lectures, and it was nice to see this on screen. But we're not seeing Indy at his happiest. In fact, this is probably the worst we've ever seen Indy. But luckily, his goddaughter blows into town and reignites his adventurous spirit. I don't want to go into too many spoilers, but basically we're following the similar formula as Raiders and Last Crusade. Mainly, I'd say Last Crusade, as we have an earlier adventure being continued in the present. We've also got a bit of temple thrown in there, but you'll see why later. But here we have Indy's call to action as he needs to go on the hunt for the Archimedes Antikythera, a dial that the Nazis believe could give you godlike powers. Cue the villain Mads Mikkelsen as Jürgen Voller, a Nazi scientist taken over to help with the space program, along with Boyd Holbrook as they attempt to get the Antikythera from Jones and Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character, Helena Shaw. Phoebe Waller-Bridge plays Indy's goddaughter and the daughter of Toby Jones, who seems to be taking the role of bumbling British archaeologist from Marcus Brody. We get a nice return of John Rhys-Davies in a small and probably fairly pointless role. It's nice to see him again. But overall, the action is solid. One of my problems with Crystal Skull was Indy had become untouchable and immortal. But here, he is back on the back foot, and this is where he excels. Having his age and lack of youthful vigour be the major part of this story is impactful, but not done without reason. It helps ground the film in the places it needs grounding. The finale is, in my opinion, mental. I do feel the series has earned this at this point, but I wasn't expecting it to go as crazy as it did. And despite this, I am hankering to go back and watch it again. Overall, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is a competent sequel that has learnt from the mistakes of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, where the ending of that film felt rushed and anticlimactic. Dial of Destiny feels like we earned it. There are moments where you feel sad because Indiana Jones, we all grew up with, is gone, but you feel happy because he has a place in history. And I'm giving Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny, a 4 out of 5 because It's up there with the original trilogy. Just not quite there, but it is there. And I think over time it will become part of that series of films where Crystal Skull never quite attained that. I think this could be the final 4 films of the series. Thank you for watching. Please, if you enjoyed this, like, share, subscribe, and ring the bell to be notified every time a video drops. And let me know in the comments below what you thought of Dial of Destiny. I want to know if it lived up to your Indiana Jones expectations or fell to the wayside. And I'll hopefully be back with a spoiler review this weekend, hopefully. I'll see you later. Thank you for watching. Bye.